Hello my friends, welcome back. It's Natalie Walsh for TLC Designs. Today I have a super simple card. It's ridiculous how simple this card is. We're going to use a mixture of stamps from Toga and Bubbles and Little Dreamer. We've just got the stars, the little bubbles, and there's also going to be a little heart out of that set. And I'm going to put these on a acrylic block because we're going to stamp these multiple times. So just in this sort of situation, it makes it so much easier. Just grab out my little stars there. I've got this panel that I printed, and this sentiment is from the Celebrate stamp set, Celebrate Sentiments, and I've just stamped this on some cardstock that I've had here. We've got some Versamark embossing ink. We're going to stamp these randomly, and I'm going to use some clear embossing powder. Is it clear or white? I think it was just clear. And we're going to heat emboss this, but we're going to do it over a couple of different stretches. So we're going through and stamping a whole bunch of our little images, putting our embossing powder on. I'm going to heat some of them I'm not. It's just going to be a little bit of process until I can figure out whether I need some more or whether I don't. So we've got the little star now. We've taken the biggest star with a little dot. We're just going to fill in some little spots. Now we're going to come in with some bubbles. So I've got both of them on there at the moment. Now we're going to remove and just stamp the little bubbles. Here, there, and everywhere. Spoon on my embossing powder. I generally sort of put it on twice and tap off. So we haven't really heated all this just at the moment. It's a bit intermittent. So we've got the little heart out of the Toga and Bubbles set. And you need to make sure that you're sort of rotating that around a little bit. You don't want them all the same sort of position. You want them, bubbles obviously is no big deal. Hearts doesn't really matter to the same point, but it still adds a little bit if you move it around. But the heart in particular, it just adds something to the card if you have it not uniform. So we've heated all that up. We've got our distress inks. We've got Crackling Campfire and our Abandoned Coral. I am going to use a little bit of the Tattered Rose, more so up in the corner. Now, I was trying to figure out whether I wanted it sort of how I wanted it, basically. So I decided we're going to sort of cup it around the bottom. It's going to go up the side a little bit and mostly around the bottom. And this is going to bring out the embossing that we've done. So you can start to see that coming through. I've got a little bit of cardstock that I'm holding just so my fingers don't get any of the oil onto the cardstock, which can make it really, really hard for the ink you'll end up with a fingerprint. Going in with our Abandoned Coral, which is quite juicy. I'm going to keep filling everything up and just going to go back and forth. Now, with having distress inks that are nice and juicy, I'm not worried about having my printing come off. I had another card that my distress inks really badly needed re-inking. And in that sort of situation, you do rub off a little bit of the printing that you've done on the cardstock. But in this situation, it's all good. It's all good, people. This evolved a little bit because I sort of thought, maybe I would do sort of just that little bottom half, that little C half, but I didn't like it. I did get a little bit of an extra smudge on there that at this point I wasn't too sure whether I was going to go fully to the top of the card base or the panel, because this is definitely cut to sort of the full of an Aussie A6 card front, so which is around 10.5 by 14.8 or 9. For some reason I can't think of this at the moment, but I'm actually going to cut it down to be smaller than that. We're going to have a little bit of a border around this panel. I haven't told you what I'm making. What I'm making is an edge to edge shaker card. Now, if you haven't done it, oh, you've so got to. It's so much easier and so less scary. I'm going to show you exactly what to do, but it's so much easier than even the older traditional shaker cards. So I've sprayed a little bit of water on it. We're going to dab that off with just obviously a very old dried up baby wipe. So this is our panel. So we've got a little bit of packaging. This is literally the packaging that your stamps have come into, and I've just cut it apart. And this is left over from another piece. So I've got just sort of, I don't know, Aussie peeps will probably know, it's not quite 2 centimeters and 1.5 centimeters, which is probably like, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch. I have no idea. I'm purely guessing. So I've put some double-sided tape down. And what you can see here very shortly is it leaves a tiny little bit of a triangle. So just trim that off. It's all sealed up. You're not going to use any of your loveliness. So you can't put too much in these things. So literally, I just had a little gooby in the center of it. So literally the packing is just spread over the top, double-sided tape on the back. Done. I've got a little bit of clear sequins. I've got these little gemstones that are just out of my stash. You can use anything. I've also got a little bit of, I got these online, little envelopes because I thought they were just cute. Seal it up the last little bit, and all you need to do is make sure you don't want to pull it tight, but pull it over, seal it up on double-sided tape, cut off the little corner bits there. You could clearly see that one. And that's it. So as I said, it's not as free-flowing as a traditional shaking card, but it's so easy, it's ridiculous. So yeah, if you have a try, show us what you do. And yeah, over on Instagram, tag us and we would love to see what you make. So that's pretty much, I'm going to let the shake cards be it. So that's it. I told you it was the super easy card today. So I do hope you like it. Like and subscribe if you've not yet done it. Enjoy your day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.